God is going to reveal to us about the entitled person. So they entitled, they think the world owe them something. They think the congregation owe them something when they come in here, when they sit in here all this time and don't do nothing. And then what else?
The hand of the diligent shall bear rule.
So a diligent person, they gonna bear rule. A diligent person is gonna increase. If you diligent, you gonna gain whatever it is that you seeking for, whatever you working towards, because you constantly working. When you diligent, you're consistent. But what else? Read.
But the slothful.
But the what?
The slothful.
But the what?
Slothful.
But the what?
Slothful.
So not only are they entitled, they're lazy. That's where the title come from. The slothful and the entitled, they're lazy.
Not slothful in business.
We not supposed to be slothful in the Lord's business, but these people are slothful. That's why they don't do anything. Some of y'all know y'all be you just come and go. You don't do nothing. You able-bodied, ain't nothing wrong with you. You just, yes, they lazy. We seeing what type of people these is. They lazy, they don't do nothing, and they sit there and they complain. We supposed to be on fire. Fervent is you're on fire, you're enthusiastic. That's how you supposed to be about this truth, about the Lord business. You know something else about these spirits? They are dead spirits. That's why they not, it's like you talking to a brick wall when you talk to them. Hey, you know we finna do this, you know, we just put this together, you coming out. You talking to a dead spirit. What else you excited about?
He said, smoke, please don't choke. You need profit.
Shalom, shalom, Most High Christ bless. I'm Officer Asa out of IUIC, Chicago. Brothers, y'all good? Y'all good? Yes, sir. All praise, sisters, y'all good? All praise to the Father. So we back with another class. So let's put the thumbnail right back up. Let's put it right back up. Read that thumbnail.
I've been here longer. The slothful and entitled.
Hey, I should have had, y'all know that old Army commercial would be like the few, the proud, the Marines. Should have did one with that. Because these people exist. You could take it down. These people exist. They in every congregation throughout the nation. The Negroes and the Negresses that feel like somebody owe them something. So let's get right into it. First, let's start off with Sirach chapter 10, verse 9. Let's start there. Let's start there.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud?
That's a rhetorical question. Why is earth and ashes proud? That's talking about us. We made from the dust of the ground. We made from the earth. The Lord is asking, why is earth and ashes proud? Why do you have some Negroes that think they more than what they is? You supposed to have a sense of self-pride. You an Israelite. You God's chosen people. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you have some Negroes that feel like they're more important than everybody else. Right. They feel like everything shakes and moves because of their existence. And this is your reality check if that's you. From there, let's get the first image. Let's get the first image because you're going to find out something about these type of people. Let's get that first definition of entitlement. Let's read that.
Entitlement. The state or condition of being entitled. A right to benefits specified especially by law or contract.
So these people, they feel like they have a right to something. They feel like they have a right to everything. I'm wondering, I was thinking about that on the way, like earlier. When I was finishing up at work, because I'm like, I'm going to do this one. Because I already got this ready. I'm wondering if that's a thing. Spoiled brat syndrome. I wonder if that's a real thing. Because that's what these people have. Whoever been around a spoiled brat, whoever seen that, they think they supposed to get their way all the time. And believe it or not, that's not just kids. That's adults. If they was in the world, say they might have been popular, they got certain perks, They got certain things just allotted to them. Everything went their way. When they come up in here, that don't go away. It's the same thing with somebody that's a thief. If they was a thief out there, they're going to have to struggle with that in here. But these particular people here, they be around for a long time, and they feel entitled to things up in here. But the congregation is not going to go the way you want it. Let's read on.
Belief that one is deserving of or entitled to certain privileges.
They feel like they deserve certain things. Some people, when they be in the congregation for a long time, you're going to find out about these people here. Some of them, they feel like because they've been around, they treat it like this a job. Like you be on your job a long time, you get seniority, you get certain gifts, you get bumped up above other people. Whoever seen that? You see that in the workplace. Oh, such and such been here 40 years. You know, they get to go to the front of the line. They don't work like that up in here. Understand that. And then you're going to find out something else about them. I don't want to jump the gun. Let's read number 2 one more time.
Belief that one is deserving of or entitled to certain privileges.
This is in their mind. This ain't their actions. Their actions don't warrant the things that they think they deserve. This is in their mind. They feel like I should be, or I should have, or I'm supposed to because I've been here longer. Drop that. Let's get the second one. Yeah, you could drop a bomb on that. If that's you, you're not going to like this class. I'm just telling you. Let's get the second definition. The second definition for entitlement.
Entitlement. The fact of having a right to something.
Uh-huh.
The amount to which a person has a right.
Uh-huh.
The belief that one is inherently deserving of privileges or special treatment.
They believe they deserve special treatment. And usually it's above everybody else in here. They feel like things supposed to come to them. They don't got to work for nothing. If it's a position, if it's a certain task, they feel like, well, I've been here longer. Or why does she get to cook? And she just was only here like 2 to 3 years. Why is she cooking? Because she in the spirit. You not. We got to twist your arm. You think that because you've been here all these years, you big sister almighty, and you don't got to work for nothing, and everything's supposed to come to you. Same thing on the brother side. Brother want to be head honcho, but he don't do a damn thing in the Bible. Make it make sense. From there, before we read that, it said one more thing. Read the synonyms. This is funny right here. Read the synonyms. It ain't but 2 synonyms. Go back. This is hilarious. Blow that up. What's the synonyms right there?
Synonyms. Right.
Uh-huh.
Prerogative.
What?
Prerogative.
Hey, then Bobby Brown have a song like that. That's what some of these people be thinking in here. It's their prerogative. It's supposed to go my way. I'm entitled. They don't say they're entitled, but I should have these things. It don't work like that. Sorry. Next one. Let's get the next image. While we getting that, get John 11 and 47, hold that. Let's get the next image. Read that. And this is just an overview about entitled people. It's so much stuff about entitled people. And we got some up in here. They everywhere. Read that.
Entitled people have an exaggerated sense of deservingness.
They have an exaggerated sense of deservingness. This is in their mind. Oh, yeah, for sure. I should always be in front. They should always be calling on me. Yeah, everything stop and move with me. That's in your brain, Negro. This train gonna move with or without you. They really be thinking that. Read on.
Believing they are inherently special.
We ain't talking about the special that God says. Yes, the Israelites are special to the Lord. These Negroes and Negresses believe that they're more special or important than everybody else up in here. Read on.
And should receive privileges or special treatment without earning them.
Without what?
Without earning them.
One more time. Without what?
Without earning them.
Without earning them. You don't do nothing in here. Every time somebody asks Sister A to do something, she got an attitude or it's a problem. Brother B, he don't want to pick up a chair. He don't want to do nothing in here. But he think he's supposed to get special privilege. Don't make no sense. Read on.
They often lack empathy for others.
They don't care about nobody. You know, when you look at this about entitled people, it's going to say it at the bottom. I'm going to wait. It's going to say it at the bottom. Read on. They lack empathy for others, meaning they don't care about nobody. It's all about them. Read.
Disregard rules and social norms.
They disregard rules and social norms. Is this somebody that's in order or out of order? They out of order. This is a rebellious person. Read.
And expect constant attention.
Woo. They love attention. It got to be all eyes on them. And when it's not, that's when it's a problem. Read on.
Which can manifest as demanding, controlling, or selfish behavior.
What type of behavior does the entitled person have?
Demanding, controlling, or selfish behavior.
Demanding, controlling, selfish behavior. Is this person in the spirit? Absolutely not. Believe it or not, we got some of them up in here on the man's side and the women's side. Read on.
In extreme cases, entitlement can be a component of personality disorders. Like narcissistic personality disorder.
These people are narcissists. Narcissists only care about themselves. So when you got that sense of entitlement, you think it's all about you. We're going to see if that's in the scriptures. Drop that. Let's go to John 11:47.
This is the book of John, chapter 11 and verse 47.
Come on.
Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council.
You probably wondering, why is we going to the scribes and the Pharisees? Why? Read.
And said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles.
What man they talking about? Christ. They talking about Christ. They said this man doing many miracles. How is this young man coming around? He doing miracles. People following him. We've been around since been around. We've been around forever. We the elders. We the chief priests. How is he coming around? Read.
If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him.
If we leave him alone, everybody gonna follow him. Everybody is gonna believe on him. Read.
And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
Read that one more time.
And the Romans shall come.
Who is the Romans right here? Brothers, who is the Romans right here? You say they what? Stand up and speak. Stand up and speak. They are who? Edomites. This is the white man.
Right.
So what's going to happen if we let this young man, which is Christ, who they talking about amongst themselves, continue to teach and wake people up and perform miracles? What's going to happen, Read?
And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
They going to lose them things that they felt they was entitled to. Remember, because it said when they used to walk around, they loved when people would come around them and crowd around them and people knew who they was and knew their name. Let's read it real quick. Get Matthew 23. Talk about that entitlement. These men had entitlement. So if you walking in here with a spirit of entitlement, you like a damn Pharisee. That's what you is. Read that.
Matthew chapter 23, you want verse 1?
Let's get, nope. Verse 4.
Verse 4. For they bind heavy burdens and grievances to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders. But they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers.
They put burdens on other people's shoulders, meaning they tell other people to do things, but they wouldn't do them themselves. So we know about them being hypocrites, but they had a sense of entitlement. Let's read about some of that. Read on.
But all their works they do for to be seen of men.
They wanted what?
They do for to be seen of men.
For all the things they did it to be seen of men. Let's keep reading because you're going to hear about the entitlement. These was the things they was afraid to lose because Christ was on the scene. Read.
They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments and love the uppermost rooms at feasts.
What did they love?
They love the uppermost rooms at feasts.
They like sitting in certain places. They like to get certain perks. Certain things is offered to them, and they was afraid of losing that because Christ was on the scene. Read on.
And the chief seats in the synagogues.
The chief seat. They like to sit in a big throne chair. Everybody know who they is. Read.
And greetings in the markets. And to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi. But be not ye called Rabbi, for one is your master, even Christ. And all ye are brethren.
So those men, they had authority. They had certain title to their name. And they got to sit certain places. When they walked in the room, people knew who they was. They was afraid of losing that. They had that sense of entitlement. We not supposed to be like that. From there, get Matthew 3 and 9. This is a reality check for those that got that entitlement spirit.
The book of Matthew, chapter 3 and verse 9. And think not to say within yourselves, we have Abraham to our father.
So this was John the Baptist talking to the Pharisees. Ain't that funny? He talking to the same group of men that Christ was talking to. Watch what he say to them. Read.
For I say unto you, that God is able of these stones to raise up children unto Abraham.
What is he saying to them? The Most High don't need none of us. His work gonna get done with or without us. These people that had this sense of entitlement, again, they feel like everything revolve around them. And John the Baptist had to tell these men, the Lord can raise up stones. He can use somebody else to do his work if you don't want to do it. That's what we all got to understand. We got to be humble enough to understand that. But entitled people don't understand that. From there, get Romans 12 and 3. Entitled people do the opposite of this. We can get video 1 ready. This is the opposite. Entitled people do the opposite of what this verse about to say we finna read.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 3.
Come on.
For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think.
We not supposed to think of ourselves more highly than we ought to think. But an entitled woman or man thinks that. Like they be so full of themselves, like, hold on. You simmer down. You not all that. You ain't that important. Chill out. Read that again.
For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think.
Read on.
But to think soberly.
Soberly, clearly. Read.
According as God hath dealt to every man the measure of faith.
God has given all of us a measure of faith. Some of us have more faith than others. Like the scripture talk about gifts. Some of us have more gifts than each other. Most of the people that be slothful, entitled, they've been around a long time, they not doing nothing. They just be here taking up space. And then when they see the other person working, they get envious. They get jealous. But you've been here. You know what to do. You know how to operate. You in the same place you in because of you. That's what we got to understand. From there, let's get video 1. And then get 1 Peter 5 and 6. Hold that. Let's get video 1. Let's make sure we got it at the timestamp. This was a class that the mighty Deacon Malachi did. This class was actually called Entitlement. It was called Entitlement is a White Folk Spirit. Make sure you go watch it. This is just a clip. Whenever you look up entitlement, y'all can do it on y'all own. When you look up entitlement on the internet, on YouTube, guess who pop up? The white man and the white woman, because they be entitled. Whoever heard of Karens? Oh man, you gonna have, I'm telling you, look it up when you go home. You gonna be rolling. But you gotta examine yourself, because that's who pop up when you look up entitlement. It's a dozen Karens and Bobs. It's all type of videos. Karen gets owned. Karen gets put in her place. That is the spirit of the Edomites, because they be entitled. Whoever saw an entitled Edomite? We all have. But guess what? It's some entitled Negroes. Let's play this clip. This about the Negro. Listen. Play.
They deserve special treatment. People with a sense of entitlement expect to get preferential treatment and special favors in life without regard for why they should be treated specially. Their view is the world owes me.
The world don't owe none of us a damn thing. None of us. Read.
For example, they might feel.
That was it on that. So for the entitled man or woman, that probably hurt their feelings. So what? You need to hear it. The world don't owe you a damn thing. But they come up in here and think the congregation supposed to be ran according to their beat, according to their tune. It don't work like that. Get 1 Peter 5 and 6.
It's the book of 1 Peter, chapter 5 and verse 6.
Read.
Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God.
Read that word one more time. The entitled person don't know that word. They got a black highlighter. They highlighted that black in their Bible. Read it again.
Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God.
We got to humble ourselves. We got to be in subjection under the mighty hand of God. Then what will happen?
That he may exalt you in due time.
This, I got to talk to my brothers. Brother see another brother elevating, and then you not elevating. How about you apply this? Humble yourself before the mighty hand of God. You see another sister, she traveling over here. She helping out with this office, this event. Don't side eye. I didn't heard a lot of women saying that on the internet. Side eye. Side eye her. Don't hate on her. Learn from her. Figure out what you can do to help. But instead, it be these men and women, they sit in the congregation, don't do nothing, and be over here disgruntled with their arms crossed like a 2-year-old. What? Whoever saw little 2-year-olds do that? I got little ones. That's what they do when they get mad. You big grown woman, big grown man. Oh, it don't work like that. How about you get up and do something?
He needs some milk.
For real. From there, get Proverbs 12 and 24. Then we're going to get that next video. This what you find out about the entitled man and woman. This what you find out about them. Not only are they entitled, I'm going to let God tell you what they is. Read.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 12 and verse 24.
Then jump down to 27. God is going to reveal to us about the entitled person. So they entitled, they think the world owe them something. They think the congregation owe them something when they come in here, when they sit in here all this time and don't do nothing. And then what else? Read.
Come on. The hand of the diligent shall bear rule.
So a diligent person, they going to bear rule. A diligent person is going to increase. If you diligent, you going to gain whatever it is that you seeking for, whatever you working towards, because you constantly working. When you diligent, you're consistent. But what else? Read.
But the slothful.
But the what?
The slothful.
But the what?
Slothful.
But the what?
Slothful.
So not only are they entitled, they're lazy. That's where the title come from. The slothful and the entitled. They're lazy. What will happen with the slothful, the lazy person? Read it again.
But the slothful shall be under tribute.
The slothful is going to be under tribute. They going to owe people because they don't want to do nothing. They don't want to lift their hand up and do nothing. Jump down to 27.
Verse 27. The slothful man roasteth not that which he took in hunting.
Think about that. You go hunting or fishing. You go fishing. You catch the fish because you going to cook it and eat it. Right? Read that again.
The slothful man roasteth not what he took in hunting.
Because he lazy. He or she, they lazy. So you did all that to sit there? Read on.
But the substance of a diligent man is precious.
The substance of a diligent man is precious. A diligent man is going to take whatever he didn't gain precious. He's going to see it as precious, and he's going to do something. He's going to use it. He's going to put it to use. A lazy person ain't going to do that. Let's read that. All praises be to you. Let's read that. Read that definition of slothful. Because that's what these people are. They sit around all this time, don't do nothing, and expect everything supposed to be given to them. Entitled and slothful.
Slothful. Lazy.
What?
Lazy.
Let's read these.
Lazy.
So you lazy.
Idle.
You not doing nothing. You got ample time to do things, but you don't do nothing. Nothing at all. They just sitting here. Why they get to do this? Why they get to do that? Why you not doing it? How about you do something here? You worried about this person. They moving around. Why she over there doing security? Is you going to search somebody? No. So be quiet. Shut your black lips. Why he over there? He ain't helping leadership. You ain't going to help leadership. You sitting here twiddling your thumbs. You not doing nothing. Read on.
Indolent.
Work shy. Read.
Inactive.
What are they?
Inactive.
What are they?
Inactive.
So you here all this time and you inactive. Make it make sense. It's people coming here, they be searching for a school, and then they finally come in here and they on fire. But it's people that be in here and they just come in here, the regular 1-2 for them. Yeah, take my notes and leave. That's how they be. They don't donate. They don't help raise funds for nothing. They don't come support nothing. They don't try to make nothing better. They just be here taking up space. Next one.
Inert.
Sluggish. You moving like a slug, like that insect. Read.
Apathetic. Lethargic. Listless. Languid. Torpid. Slow moving.
Read.
Slow. Heavy. Dull. Enervated. Shiftless.
Who ever heard that? Old heads say that. Boy, you shiftless. Girl, you shiftless. We got shiftless brothers and sisters up in here. It is what it is. That's why they be sitting around not doing nothing. Read.
Lackadaisical.
We've heard that. My brothers in here, we've heard that. Leadership be like, don't be moving lackadaisical. But we got lackadaisical people amongst us. Ask yourself, why? From there, drop that. Let's get video 2 and hold Proverbs 19-24. Video 2.
So this is absolutely 100% true about narcissistic people. They want the social status without doing any of the work.
Woo!
And of course, if you're new here, I'm actually a diagnosed narcissist.
Stop right there. He said they want the social status without doing any work. You just like a Pharisee. You want the title, you want the name, you want the recognition, but you don't want to do nothing. Make it make sense. Play.
They want the social status without doing any of the work. And of course, if you're new here, I'm actually a diagnosed narcissist. One of the things a lot of people will learn about narcissists as you come along, as you grow, as you like increase your knowledge base, is that narcissistic people feel like they're entitled to every single thing, y'all. They want the social status without doing any of the work, without putting, I want to be famous just because I'm me. I want to be rich just because I'm me. I haven't put the work in. I haven't, no education. I have nothing behind it. I just feel like I need it. I want it because I am me. There are so many narcissistic people that fall into that category of just wanting success just laid at their feet because they feel like it's their birthright to be successful. You know what I mean? That's one of the places where the delusions of grandeur come into play at right there. Like they have these delusions that they're going to be rich, successful, famous people and have like the work.
So the video cut off. He said it had a work ethic of a bum. We shouldn't be like that. But some of us up in here is like that. If the shoe fit, wear it, repent. Look, the entitled person feel like things supposed to be given to them, carnal things. The kingdom, we can't even get that dropped in our lap. We got to work for the kingdom. So why do these Negroes think they supposed to just get titles and positions and things given to them without work? We got to work for the kingdom of heaven. Do we not?
Yes, sir.
Revelation 2:25. I don't want to say nothing and not prove it. Revelation 2:25. You can't even get the kingdom for free, Negro. So what make you think you getting something for free up in here without doing no work? Make it make sense. Read that.
The book of Revelations, chapter 2 and verse 25.
Uh-huh.
But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come.
Uh-huh.
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end.
Stop. He said, keepeth my works unto the end. The works is what, brothers? What is the works? Say it on the mic. Say it on the mic.
It says, keeping the commandments.
Keeping the commandments.
That's
So
right.
you can't, we ain't even read the part that everybody want to read. You got to do this first. I'm looking at it with you. You got to do this first, and then what?
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Then you get the power over the nations. Read.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
Then you get to rule over the nations. Read.
As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers.
Then we get to unleash the wrath of God on the nations. But what we got to do first? We got to keep the works. We got to keep the commandments. We have to do something. Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
So for the entitled person, you got to do some type of work. You're not even getting salvation for free. From there, let's get Proverbs 19:24. Proverbs 19:24.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 19 and verse 24.
Read.
A slothful man hideth his hand in his bosom.
Hey, this funny. It's funny, but it ain't funny. If it's you, it ain't funny. You better repent. Read that one more time.
A slothful man hideth his hand in his bosom.
So you so lazy. Just picture that. This person's so lazy, they hide their hand in their bosom. They don't want to do nothing. They don't want to make no moves. We all know a brother or sister like that. Read it again.
A slothful man hideth his hand in his bosom.
Read.
And will not so much as bring it to his mouth again.
God said this man won't even feed himself. That's how lazy this person is. From there, get Proverbs 22 and 13.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 13.
Read.
The slothful man saith, there is a lion without. I shall be slain in the street.
Woo! This one funny too. Brothers, what is this slothful person doing? Come on, Josiah. I know you got it. Come on. Take a swing at it. What is this slothful person or this lazy person doing?
He's making an excuse.
Woo! He on point. He making excuses. Read it one more time. Because let's be serious. If you saw a lion in the street, wouldn't nobody go outside. But it ain't no real lion in the street. Read it one more time.
The slothful man saith, there is a lion without. I shall be slain in the streets.
He make excuses. Hey, brother, can you help out with this? Man, you know, I got to, something came up. Ain't nothing come up. He don't want to do nothing. Hey, sis, can you cook for this event? Well, I had a migraine. She just went out the night before to a fancy little restaurant. Now she got a migraine when you ask her to do something. Read it again.
The slothful man saith, there is a lion without. I shall be slain in the streets.
What is that saying? Slothful people make excuses. They full of excuses. Read. Get video 3. I'm sorry. Play video 3. Slothful people make excuses. Romans 12 and 11. Hold that. Get video 3. Right now, it's an entitled person huffing and puffing. You the one sitting here all this time ain't doing nothing. You just make excuse after excuse after excuse. Play that video 3. And let's make sure after we hear the lady say what she got to say, we keep these bullet points up because this was one of her clients. Play that.
I thought I would share this with you guys just so that you can understand
the extent of a narcissistic personality disorder. I had somebody that was coming to see me for the first time for a clinical consultation to discuss some of her challenges at home with her husband. And unfortunately, I had to redirect the appointment. Instead of being at my office, I asked about 20-30 minutes before the appointment if I could see her via teletherapy. One of the reasons being that I can't tell if I have a stomach bug or if it's my neurological condition that has caused me to feel nauseous. Either way, I didn't want to put her in jeopardy. The first thing she said to me was, I want my appointment, and I want my appointment now.
Pause
I don't
it.
care
Wait
if
a
you're
minute.
sick. And I
don't want to brush past that. This a grown woman talking to her like that. One of her clients said that. She told her, we got to reschedule your appointment. And she told her, I want my appointment and I want it now. Bruh. Don't that sound like a child? It's grown folks that act like this. Play.
Now, and I don't care if you're sick. And I said, I think that's really heartless, and I'm sorry that you feel that way, but I'm going to have to either reschedule you or put you online. And you want to know what she said to me? I want my appointment, and I want it now.
So she said it twice. Go back. Let's read these bullet points. One of her clients, a grown woman, told her, I want my appointment and I want it now. That woman has entitlement. Let's blow that up. Let's make sure we read that.
Clinical features of true narcissism. 1, grandiose sense of self.
When it says grandiose sense of self, they think they bigger than what they are. 2,
lack of empathy.
Don't care about nobody. Y'all see how we keep hearing about these traits? So these entitled people, they have these traits. Go ahead.
Rage and anger when disappointed.
Rage and anger when disappointed. When they don't get their what? When they don't get their way. When they don't get their way, they get mad. Go ahead.
4, self-appraisal is disproportionate to reality.
Self-appraisal. They have this false sense of, I should get this praise. I should be acknowledged. You must acknowledge me because I'm me. Okay, who are you, Negro? Who are you? Next one.
5, narcissistic injury when offended.
They get highly offended because the world revolves around them in their mind. Go ahead.
6, inability to adjust or adapt when it doesn't benefit them.
Woo! Who ever heard of the term rigid before? Rigid. When you're rigid, you don't like change. When you're rigid, you don't want nothing to switch up from what you like or what you prefer. Can you be like that in this truth? Hell no. You're going to have a hard time because it ain't about your preferences. Even us in here, we all have to conform to what God says, whether we like it or not. You can't be rigid in your repentance. But these people, they entitled. They rigid in here. That's why they still in that same spot. They never grow spiritually. From there, that was the last one. Oh, read 7.
7, immaturity and desire to is cut off.
It said immaturity. So stop. Luke 7:31. They're immature. A big grown baby. Oh, you know what? Romans 12:11. I know you was holding that. Then get Luke 7. Because it said they was immature. These people are immature. Look like you dealing with a big kindergartner.
Romans chapter 12.
Big 20, 30, 40, 50-year-old kindergartner. That's what you dealing with.
Milk.
Read that.
Romans chapter 12 and verse 11. Not slothful in business.
What are they?
Not slothful in business.
We not supposed to be slothful in the Lord's business, but these people are slothful. That's why they don't do anything. Some of y'all know y'all be, damn, what? You just come and go. You don't do nothing. You able body, ain't nothing wrong with you. You just, yes, they lazy. We seeing what type of people these is. They lazy, they don't do nothing, and they sit there and they complain. Read that again.
Not slothful in business. Fervent in spirit.
We supposed to be on fire. Fervent is you're on fire. You're enthusiastic. That's how you supposed to be about this truth, about the Lord business. You know something else about these spirits? They are dead spirits. That's why they not, it's like you talking to a brick wall when you talk to them. Hey, you know we finna do this. You know we just put this together. You coming out. You talking to a dead spirit. What else you excited about? Something wrong. That's a dead spirit. That's not a lively stone. Who familiar with that scripture? Scripture say we lively stones. You talking to somebody that don't got no life in them. You happy about this stuff out here? Make it make sense. From there, get Luke 7:31 because it said they immature.
The book of Luke, chapter 7 and verse 31.
Read.
Excuse me. Luke chapter 7 verse 31.
And
the Lord said, whereunto then shall I liken the men of this generation?
How these men, now it say men, it's talking about the women too. The Lord deal with the man first. But we got immature men and immature women up in here. Read that.
And to what are they like?
What are they like, this generation? Read.
They are like unto children.
What are they like?
Like unto children.
They are like what?
Children.
Like what?
Children.
They are like children. One of the traits said they immature. You over here crying and complaining like a big baby. But you don't do nothing in here. You are of no support. You taking up space, Negro, Negress. Taking up space. You taking up a seat for somebody who want to come and bring forth fruit. And if you don't get it together, the Lord gonna deal with you. Understand that? From there, get the next video. Video 4.
The real two-tet, all praise to God for everything. I mean, every single thing. I'm going to tell you like this, man. Nobody want to. Man, y'all know what it is, the real two-tet, all praise to God for everything. I mean, every single thing. I'm going to tell you like this, man. Nobody want to work. Nobody want to grind. Everybody just feel entitled. Just because you're around somebody, you feel like you deserve something. Just because you did a couple things for somebody, you feel like you deserve something. Now, you put that work in. You see that person out here grinding every single day, doing what they got to do every day, making 1,000 sacrifices. You should be wanting to do the same thing. Put the work in. Nobody owe you nothing. Nobody owe you ish. So grind. Get off your behind, man. God damn. Everybody want to be lazy. Y'all just waiting on the next person to make it so you can have your hand out. Woo. But now you got to grind till you stand out. Nobody want to work, bro. Like, nobody want to do nothing, man. God damn. A lot of these men out here, they ain't even men. They males. They don't want to do nothing but eat off the next man's plate. Then when a person say no, then you want to do something to them. Like, come on, man. Get your life in order, man. And that's what people become haters, because you know why they feel like they can't do the same thing that you're doing. You got to grind.
Message. Ouch. If that's you, you better repent. You better fix it. From there, get Sirach 22:1. Because the brother said something. He said something heavy. Let's see what God says. What does God say about the slothful?
The book of Sirach, chapter 22 and verse 1.
Don't get mad at me. This is what the Bible say. And we gonna make sure we understand what this verse say. Read.
A slothful man is compared to a filthy stone.
Woo. Say a slothful man is compared to a filthy stone. That's what a lazy man, lazy woman is compared to. A dirty rock. I'm making it plain for you. The Lord finna get even more graphic. I didn't write this. This is God's words. Let's keep reading, shall we, sir? Read.
And everyone will hiss him out to his disgrace.
Don't nobody like a lazy brother, a lazy sister. Read.
A slothful man is compared to the filth of a dunghill.
What did God say?
The filth of a dunghill.
God said a lazy woman, a lazy man is compared to the filth of a dunghill. Brother Donnie, what is that dunghill? Say it on the mic for us.
Pile of mess.
A pile of mess.
That's right.
I was thinking about the other word. No, it's all right. It's all right. We know the other word. I like the other word because it got that look to it. These entitled people need to hear this because they lazy. They don't do nothing. God said You compared to the filth of a dunghill. I'm going to say mess like my brother. I'm going to say mess. Read.
Every man that takes it up will shake his hand.
If you had mess on your hand, you would shake your hand like, I don't want this on me. That's how God feel about the lazy, the slothful. From there, get Sirach 37. Sirach 37 and verse 11.
The book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 11.
Get video 5 ready. Read.
Neither consult with a woman, touching her of whom she is jealous.
Now, this seems like simple things, but we got to go over it. How can a woman consult or counsel with a woman that's jealous of the woman? It ain't going to work. This woman don't like this woman that you asking about, so she going to have nothing good to say about her. Read.
Neither with a coward in matters of war.
You can't talk to a coward about war. He's a coward. Read.
Nor with a merchant concerning exchange.
Why? Because he's about money. Read.
Nor with a buyer of selling.
All he do is buy. He don't understand nothing about selling. Read.
Nor with an envious man of thankfulness.
An envious man is not going to know anything about being thankful because he envies others. The Lord is telling us don't counsel with these type of people. Read.
Nor with an unmerciful man touching kindness.
If this man or this woman don't got no mercy for nobody, you think they going to know anything about kindness? No. Read.
Nor with the slothful for any work.
That's why we came here. Read that one more time.
Nor with the slothful for any work.
So these people that sitting here all this time don't do a damn thing. Can you talk to them about doing the work? No. They don't do anything. You wasting your breath. Read.
Nor with an hireling for a year of finishing work.
A hireling is somebody that's temporary. Thank you for the photos. And we got that's the lazy sister. Look at her. She ain't doing nothing. What that is, a chip bag on the coffee table, couch all in disarray. Oh, man. Then we got the lazy brother. He got a whole box of pizza. This how some of y'all brothers is, man. Don't do nothing. Look at them. Some of that is one of y'all up in here.
Who raised you?
For real. Read on.
Nor with an idle servant of much business.
An idle person, they got free time, don't do nothing. You can't talk to them about no business. They idle. Read.
Hearken not unto these in any matter of counsel.
The Lord said don't talk to none of them about counsel. Don't listen to none of them when they try to give you advice. How's these type of people gonna give you any advice? Make it make sense. What the scriptures say, you gonna know them by they what? They fruits. From there, hold Matthew 7, get video 5. Now, you know sisters don't like when sisters tell them about themselves. This sister gonna need security. She gonna need FBI detail, all that. Play.
People in the world to me now, just my opinion, is entitled people. They be so entitled to you and your whatever going on in your life. Baby, I don't owe you a goddamn thing. Baby, they're going to get humble every time. Because, friend, just like you here, you can leave. Like, people, like, mud love people. But one thing I don't like for people to be entitled. I don't owe you my time. I don't owe you my energy. And I'm tired of people feeding off my energy. And I can't feed off you. You get what I'm saying? You deal with some people, they drain you like a motherfucker, and then they half-ass don't like you. And I'm to the point in my life, friend, if the connection ain't genuine, if I feel energy off you, friend, your ass gotta go. And I don't care how you feel. And a lot of those people gonna talk behind your back, they be doing it anyway, friend. A lot of folks be scared to cut people out because they know they be thinking, oh, they going to talk about me. Somebody switch it. They going to talk about you behind your back anyway. Not saying everybody, but a lot of those people, like, they talk about you.
You could drop it because what she said is facts. When you tell them no, they going to get mad. When they get told no up in here, they get mad. From there, get Matthew 7, verse 21. Nobody likes an entitled person. What's going to happen in the end? Entitled man, entitled woman, if you don't change your behavior, You sit there slothful and think everything owed to you and you don't do nothing. What's going to happen when the Lord come back and he see your behind? What the conversation going to be? Luke, I keep saying Luke. Matthew 7:21.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 21.
Read.
Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven.
So let's stop right there. We're going to keep reading down to 23. But everybody say they love the Lord, they know the Lord. But he said, everyone that call on me, they not going to get into the kingdom. But he that doeth the will of my Father. You got to be doing the will of the Father. There it go again. Then we just talk about getting into the kingdom ain't going to get dropped in your lap. You not getting in there for free. You got to do something. Entitled people feel like they don't got to do nothing. You even got to do something to get there. Put them images up for the people. You not getting there without doing no work, Negro. Read.
Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name?
You know I did my little thing over here, but you weren't consistent. Read.
And in thy name have cast out devils?
Read.
And in thy name done many wonderful works?
You ain't see when I did that little one thing one time? Read.
And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that worketh iniquity.
Damn. That don't scare some of y'all? That's scary. Christ turned to you and say, depart from me, I never knew you. You worker of iniquity, you worker of sin. If we don't want that said to us, we better get off our behind and put some work in. We better get off our behind and make sure we keeping God's commandments. Put that image up. Do you think when he come back like that, he gonna be trying to hear your excuse at all? I would love to see the sister that's gonna roll her neck and suck her teeth in front of him. I would love to see it. Bruh. I would love to see the brother like, see, you don't understand what? I would love to see it. How is that going to end for you? From there, let's get Article 1. Article 1. Now we get into the mind of these entitled people. Let's get that article. Blow that up. We got our glasses today, we good.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
The psychology behind a sense of entitlement.
Woo! Uh-oh. Jump down to what does it mean to have a sense of entitlement?
What does it mean to have a sense of entitlement?
Okay, let's see.
A sense of entitlement is a personality trait that is based on a person's belief that they deserve privileges or recognition for things that they did not earn.
Wait a minute. Read that one more time. What? Privileges and what?
Privileges or recognitions for things that they did not earn.
You didn't do nothing, but you think you owed something. Read.
People experiencing this sense tend to believe that the world owes them something in exchange for nothing.
They did. I remember, who was that? My grandma used to say, you ain't did diddly squat. You did nothing. But you think everything owed to you. These people exist, and some of them up in here. Read on.
There are several possible reasons why someone may develop a sense of entitlement.
Okay.
Some people believe that when children are given everything they ask for without learning how to earn those things, it causes them to expect the same treatment when they become adults.
That's facts. I've seen that. I've seen a giant spoiled brat before. I've seen it. Grown man. And he used to throw temper tantrums like a big baby. Read.
On the other hand, certain personality disorders, such as narcissistic personality disorder or antisocial personality disorder, may lead to a sense of entitlement.
Uh-oh. Now let's get some signs. Let's get the signs.
Signs that someone has a sense of entitlement. A person who has a sense of entitlement may come across as having extreme self-confidence or a belief that they should benefit from any given situation.
They should receive something. Every time they do something, they should be rewarded. They should get some type of incentive, some type of gift. Read.
When someone with a sense of entitlement doesn't get what they want,
what happens?
They may lash out at others in anger or frustration.
Woo! Who's seen that before? Be honest. We've seen that before. Read.
Their attitude may fluctuate often, especially when things don't go their way.
I want. What that woman tell that counselor? I want my appointment and I want it now. These people exist. Read.
Such behaviors may be rooted in their belief that they should be admired and respected. Although they may come across as having a bold personality or a great sense of self-confidence.
That's how it come off. People that can't see, they think, oh, man, they bold or they confident. No, it's not. Read.
Many people with a sense of entitlement can experience personal insecurities.
Read.
The attention-seeking behavior.
The what?
The attention-seeking behavior.
They have attention-seeking behavior. Remember, they think the world revolves around them. Read on.
The attention-seeking behavior they may exhibit can also isolate them from loved ones in their lives, which can lead to further distress.
Okay, from there, drop that. Y'all can read the rest on your own. Let's get the second one. We almost done. Let's get the second one. And then we're going to read the bullet points. We ain't going to read all the paragraphs. Read the title first.
How to spot a sense of entitlement in someone you know.
Let's jump down to signs of a sense of entitlement.
Signs of a sense of entitlement. What are the signs of a sense of entitlement? If you aren't sure whether someone you know may have a sense of entitlement, read through the following characteristics and see if they apply.
Jump down. Let's see the first one.
Need for special treatment.
We've been reading about that tonight. Jump down. Next one.
High demands.
I want this. I want that. I should have this. Next one.
Expect others to do things for them.
Who ran into people like that before? I know I ain't the only one. They real. And they will come into this sanctuary. Next.
Prioritize their own needs.
Their own needs. What they need, what they want. Remember it said they don't care about nobody. They lack empathy. Read.
Melodramatic.
They're melodramatic. So this is, read a little bit of that. Read a little bit of that.
When someone doesn't give in to their demands, they will cause a big scene.
I just wanted to read that first line. When they don't get what they want, they make a scene. I've seen it. I've seen it in here. Big baby.
Who does that?
Go sit down somewhere. Next one.
Lack of gratitude.
They ungrateful. Very ungrateful. Men and women. Drop that. Oh, wait. We got to get that last one. It's after entitlement about money. Read it. Entitlement about what?
Entitlement about money, material goods, and people.
That's what they have entitlement about. Now let's read the last one.
Victim mentality.
They got a what?
Victim mentality.
They like to play victim. Oh, you're attacking me. Ain't nobody doing none to you. You know when they do that? When you call them on their BS. That's when they do that. Drop that. Let's get the next one. And then hold Proverbs 29 and 23. Let's get the next one. And we're going to do the same thing. Read the bullet points. Read that.
7 characteristics of a lazy person.
Okay.
He can't get started in the morning.
Damn. I heard somebody say, whoo, yes, they real. These are the characteristics of a lazy person. Next one.
He seldom finishes anything.
Damn. You can't finish nothing, but you want everything. The entitled man, the entitled woman. Next one.
He's full of excuses.
He's what?
Full of excuses.
He or she is what?
Full of excuses.
And they got scriptures. The Christians put this together. And they got scriptures for the lazy man and the lazy woman. Go ahead, number 4.
He seems to get a lot of bad breaks.
5.
He talks a good game.
Woo! You talk a good game, but you ain't gonna do nothing. We done seen that. Next one.
He's full of unrealistic dreams.
Next one.
He gets on people's nerves.
We just read that in the Bible. Slothful man is compared to a dunghill, a hill of mess. Don't nobody want to deal with you. You lazy. You not going to get nothing done.
Come on
From
now,
there,
dog.
Proverbs 29:23.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 29, in verse 23.
Read.
A man's pride shall bring him low.
That's for these entitled people. They very prideful. They very headstrong. They full of themselves. God said that pride going to bring you low. Proverbs 19:16. You better check that spirit.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 19, and verse 16.
Read.
He that keepeth the commandment keepeth his own soul.
When you keep the commandments, you keep your own soul. That's what's going to keep you sane. That's what's going to keep you intact. Read on.
But he that despiseth his ways shall die.
He that despiseth God's ways will die. A lot of them despise God's ways. A lot of them despise the commandments. Can't nobody tell them nothing. From there, Proverbs 16:18.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 16, and verse 18.
While you sitting there disgruntled, you ain't doing nothing but hurting yourself. Read.
Pride goeth before destruction,
Uh-huh.
and an haughty spirit before a fall.
That's the order of things. Once you puffed up, a fall is coming. A lot of them, they be puffed up. They feel like somebody supposed to give them something, and they be sitting in here mad and disgruntled. It's one in every sanctuary. Every school is one. Proverbs 13 and 4, verse 4. Proverbs 13 and 4.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 13, and verse 4.
Uh-huh.
The soul of the sluggard desireth and have nothing.
Lazy people desire a lot of stuff, but they ain't going to have nothing because they ain't going to get up and do nothing. Read.
But the soul of the diligent shall be made fat.
The diligent man or woman, they're going to get what they desire because they willing to work. They willing to get up and make something happen. Not these slothful and entitled people.
Message.
From there, now let's get an example. We're gonna get 3 examples of entitled people. The first one, we're going to go to 1 Samuel 16. Start at verse 1, then we're going to jump. This is an example, right?
It's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 16, and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said unto Samuel, how long wilt thou mourn for Saul, seeing I have rejected him from reigning over Israel?
Read.
Fill thine horn with oil and go. I will send thee to Jesse, the Bethlehemite, for I have provided me a king among his sons.
So the Lord told Samuel, like, how long you going to cry over Saul? I rejected Saul from being king for me. I'm sending you to go get the man who's going to take his place. Jump down to verse 6.
Verse 6. And it came to pass, when they were come, that he looked on Eliab and said, surely the Lord's anointed is before him.
So I'm going to explain what's going on. So Samuel came to Bethlehem. He met Jesse. Jesse had 8 sons. So he saw Jesse's oldest son, and because he was built a certain way, he looked a certain way, he said, surely this is the man. Read.
But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart.
When the Most High be choosing people, he don't choose people because of what man see. People be looking at these good speakers out here in the world. Oh, he speak real good. Surely he the one. No, the Most High look at people's spirit. This person is set over this particular office or this person is put in charge, because the Most High know that spirit. He know that person's soul. This person is genuine. This person is sincere. This person gonna care for the people. This person gonna be in charge. When Samuel walked up, he was looking at probably how big David's brothers was. Read on.
Then Jesse called Abinadab and made him pass before Samuel. And he said, neither have the Lord chosen this.
He said, the Lord ain't choose him neither. Samuel probably like, damn, but wait, these the big brothers. They look like they serious. Read.
Then Jesse made Shema to pass by. And he said, neither have the Lord chosen this.
The Lord like Samuel, not him neither. Keep going. Read.
Again, Jesse made 7 of his sons to pass before Samuel.
So you got to imagine, Samuel right there with Jesse, he like, bruh, man, everybody I point to the Lord like, no. Read.
And Samuel said unto Jesse, the Lord have not chosen these. And Samuel said unto Jesse, are here all thy children?
He like, wait a minute. He like, bruh, is these all your kids? Read.
And he said, there remaineth yet the youngest, and behold, he keepeth the sheep. And Samuel said unto Jesse, send and fetch him.
He said, okay, bring him here. If it ain't these 7, you got to imagine Samuel like, what's going on? He said, go get, you say the youngest over there with the sheep, go get him. Read.
For we will not sit down till he come hither. And he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy and withal of a beautiful countenance. And goodly to look to.
Ruddy meaning he didn't have no blemish in his skin. Read.
And the Lord said, arise, anoint him, for this is he. Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren.
Read.
And the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel rose up and went to Ramah.
So y'all see, once he anointed David, the Spirit of the Lord came upon him. Not his brothers. He didn't fit the bill. He didn't have the appearance. His brothers had been going to war longer than him and all that. He was the youngest out of 8. But the Lord was like, nope, him. And to this day, if y'all read about David, it say David was a man of the Lord's what? Man of his own heart. So while we go there, the slothful and entitled person will see people and be like, why him or why her? The Most High looking at the spirit, not the flesh, not what this person appear to be. He looking at that person's soul. This person got the right spirit. You ain't right, Negro. Maybe that's why you ain't chose. Maybe that's why you right there and that person over there. You got to think like that. It's spiritual. Here's another example. 1 Kings 1 and 22.
It's the book of 1 Kings, chapter 1 and verse 22.
And you gotta think, like, when he told Samuel, not none of them 7, Samuel like, man, what's going on? The one who watching the sheep, that's the one the Lord picking. Hey, the Lord don't look at things how man look at it. 1 Kings 1:22.
And lo, while she yet talked with the king, Nathan the prophet also came in. And they told the king, saying, behold, Nathan the prophet. And when he was come in before the king, he bowed himself before the king with his face to the ground. And Nathan said, my lord, O king, hast thou said, Adonijah shall reign after me, and he shall sit upon my throne.
So I'm going to bring y'all up to speed. What's going on, this is before Solomon is made king over Israel, right? What's happening is Solomon was the youngest of David's sons. So this is Solomon's older brother Adonijah. Why is Nathan saying, king, did you say Adonijah gonna be the king after you? Why is he saying that? Read.
For he is gone down this day, and have slain oxen, and fat cattle, and sheep in abundance, and hath called all the king's sons, and the captains of the host, and Abiathar, the priest, and behold, they eat and drink before him, and say, God save King Adonijah.
This man he didn't set up a party. He calling everybody. Ain't nobody tell him he finna be the king. He setting all this stuff up. Imagine somebody set up a whole block party And then somebody come shut the block party down. That's what's finna happen. He got all this stuff out. Read on.
But me, even me thy servant, and Zadok the priest, and Benaiah the son of Jehoiada, and the servant Solomon hath he not called.
He said he done invited all these people, but he didn't invite his brother Solomon. The hell is going on? That's how it look. You got a picture. It's going down. They got music, all that. Everybody, all Adonijah the king. Ain't nobody tell this fool he finna be the king. He just gonna put himself in that position. Read on, 27. Then we gonna jump.
Verse 27. Is this thing done by my lord the king? And thou hast not showed it unto thy servant. Who should sit on the throne of my lord the king after him?
So Nathan like, my king, this was going on. Did you get this man to go ahead? Jump down to verse 32.
Verse 32. And King David said, call me Zadok the priest, and Nathan the prophet, and Benaiah the son of Jehoiada. And they came before the king. The king also said unto them, take with you the servants of your lord, and cause Solomon my son to ride upon mine own mule, and bring him down to Gihon.
So while Adonijah having his party, he finna get a reality check. Like, no, I ain't tell David, like, I ain't tell that Negro to do none of that. Since he think he the big man, go put his brother on this donkey and have him ride in front of everybody. Jump down to verse 50.
Verse 50. And Adonijah feared because of Solomon, and arose and went and caught hold on the horns of the altar.
So now he's scared. This man, what happened right here, Adonijah had entitlement. He felt like, hey, I'm the older son. I'm definitely next in line. No, your spirit not right. He tried to usurp authority. He tried to put himself in that position. And then he got a reality check. From there, jump down to verse 53.
Verse 53. So King Solomon sent, and they brought him down from the altar. And he came and bowed himself to King Solomon. And Solomon said unto him, go to thine house.
So he thought Solomon was finna put him to death for doing all that. But Solomon like, hey, bro, you good. Go to your house. So that's the example. You got to play your role. You can't put yourself in position that you ain't in. The Lord raise up who he want to raise up. You can't be having this spirit of entitlement and think stuff is owed to you. It don't work like that. We all got to play our role. Whoever read in Corinthians, it say many members. We all got our role we playing is true. Read that definition real quick. All praises. Narcissistic personality disorder. Let's read that.
Narcissistic personality disorder. A narcissist is someone who has narcissistic personality disorder, characterized by a pattern of grandiosity, a need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others.
Adonijah wanted that admiration from others. He set up a whole party and made everybody think he was finna be the king until the real king came in the room. Read.
People with NPD may feel unhappy when they do not receive the special treatment they believe they deserve.
A lot of them up in here. Read.
Leading to troubled relationships. Common signs of narcissism include a sense of entitlement.
A sense of what?
Entitlement.
A sense of what?
Entitlement.
We can't have that spirit up in here, y'all. Read.
A tendency to exploit others. And difficulty recognizing the feelings of others.
Because you don't care about nobody. A narcissist, a person that has entitlement, don't care about nobody else. And it's truth. We got to care about each other, do we not? There's so many scriptures on it. But a narcissist, somebody with entitlement, they all about they self. Read.
This disorder affects approximately 5% of the U.S. population and is more prevalent in males.
It's in women too. Though they talking about the men, it's in women too. So I hope y'all got a lot out this class tonight. If you got that spirit, repent. If you don't, you're going to be getting reality checks. Just like Adonijah. You're going to get a hard reality check showing you your place and who you is. So let's make sure we take our repentance serious. We fix ourselves because we in the last days. Hey, you see the barcode at the bottom of the screen? Support the Booster Club, all right? 12 tribes worldwide.
That's
Shalom.
right.